A boy was bullied for his skin color. Then his mother walked into the school with a lawyer. The classroom buzzed with laughter, but it wasn't the innocent kind. It was sharp, cruel, and soaked in prejudice. In the middle of the room, it stood Jaden Carter, a 10-year-old boy with wide eyes, trembling hands, and skin the color of rich mahogany. His books had been knocked to the floor again, but this time he didn't cry. He didn't have tears left. Teachers looked away. The principal sighed in boredom, and Jaden, he began disappearing from the inside out. Until one day, the front doors of the school flew open, and in marched his mother, flanked by a sharp-suited lawyer and a folder thick with evidence. What followed would change not just one school but an entire district. Before we dive in, please support us by subscribe, like and share for more with activating the notification bell. Thank you. Jaden Carter was always the kind of boy teachers described as well-behaved. He loved astronomy, built Lego models of satellites, and dreamed of becoming an inventor. But more than anything, Jaden loved to draw pages filled with rocket ships, superheroes, and cities floating in the sky. His world was colorful and bold. But none of that mattered at Millridge Elementary. Jaden was the only black kid in his class, and in a town where diversity was a checkbox on a website, his presence wasn't just noticed, it was targeted. It started with snickers. Why are your lips so big? Is your hair made of wires? Your skin looks like it got left in the oven. Jaden tried to laugh it off, but the jokes kept coming. His desk was vandalized with the N-word. One boy mimicked him in front of the class, darkening his face with a marker. Instead of stopping it, the teacher asked Jaden to settle down. At home, he withdrew. His crayons stayed in the drawer. He ate dinner in silence. When his mother, Aisha Carter, asked what was wrong, he shrugged. "I don't fit," he mumbled. Then came the bruise on his left arm. "I fell," he said, but Aisha's mother instinct told her otherwise. She kissed him goodnight and walked into the living room, her chest tight. It was time to stop hoping the school would fix it. It was time to act out. The next day, Aisha took time off work and marched straight into Millridge Elementary. She demanded a meeting with Principal Langford, dressed in scrubs from her nursing shift, tired but determined. She sat across from him and laid out the situation. Jaden was being bullied, harassed, targeted for his skin color, and nothing was being done. Mr. Langford smiled nervously. "Kids can be a little rough at that age, but Jaden's a good student. He should try to ignore them." Aisha leaned forward. "He's 10. It's your job to protect him." When she asked about the hallway camera footage from the day Jaden came home bruised, he suddenly grew vague. "Those cameras don't record, they're more for show." That night, Jaden sat on the living room carpet, silently sketching. Aisha walked by and paused. He had drawn himself alone, surrounded by cartoon monsters labeled with the names of his classmates. There was a tall figure watching from the shadows, clipboard in hand. "Who's that?" she asked softly. He replied, "That's Mr. Benson. He saw them push me." Her heart sank. Aisha snapped a picture of the drawing and sent it to her sister with one line, "I'm calling a lawyer tomorrow." 3 days later, Millridge Elementary's routine assembly was interrupted. Students gathered on the bleachers, teachers prepping for another mundane session on positive behavior. Then the gym doors opened. In walked Aisha Carter wearing a fitted navy blazer and heels. Jaden walked beside her, holding her hand tightly. On her other side, civil rights attorney Daniel Briggs carried a leather briefcase filled with legal documents. Whispers spread through the room. Teachers exchanged nervous glances. They walked directly into the principal's office and shut the door. Inside, Aisha handed over a letter of formal notice. The school had failed to act on multiple reports of racially motivated bullying. It violated state law. They had 2 options: cooperate or meet in court. "This is not about making a scene," Briggs stated. "This is about systemic neglect, and we're prepared to make it national," the principal stammered. "We were just trying to manage." "You weren't managing," Aisha said firmly. "You were ignoring." That evening, Aisha posted Jaden's drawing online with the caption, "This is what my son sees when he closes his eyes. Enough is enough." The image went viral. Thousands reshared it. Parents around the country started asking what happening at Millridge. News vans rolled into the parking lot. And just like that, the silence was broken. The pressure on the school district was immediate and explosive. The superintendent ordered an emergency review. Teachers were interviewed. Emails were subpoenaed. One by one, cracks began to show. A guidance counselor revealed she had filed 2 concerns about Jaden's declining mental health, both ignored. A substitute teacher admitted she had witnessed a bullying incident and was told to let the regular staff handle it. Jaden, meanwhile, remained wary, but slowly, something shifted. Aisha enrolled him in a weekend mentorship program for gifted black students. Jaden met authors, animators, scientists, even a black pilot who showed him how to make paper gliders. One day, a package arrived at the house. Inside was a signed sketchbook from a famous black comic book artist. The note read, "To Jaden, never stop drawing your truth. You're the hero now." By the end of the month, the principal was placed on administrative leave. The teacher who dismissed Jaden's reports was formally reprimanded, and a new zero-tolerance racial bullying policy was adopted across the district. The turning point came during a school board meeting streamed live. Aisha and Jaden walked to the podium. "He's not broken," Aisha said. You just didn't know what brilliance looked like when it came wrapped in his skin. People stood, they clapped, and some cried. 6 months later, Jaden Carter's world looked very different. He was now attending a magnet school with a strong arts program. His drawings were no longer filled with monsters but with inventions, laughter, and hope. He even started a comic strip in the school paper called Jaden the Justice Kid. He smiled more, talked more, drew every day. As for Aisha, her story had sparked something greater. She founded Color Strong, a non-profit that helped families document and legally report school-based racial bullying. Within 3 months, over 500 families signed up. Jaden was invited to speak at a local youth event. Nervous but brave, he walked to the stage and shared his journey. "I thought being different made me wrong," he said, "but now I know it makes me powerful." The audience rose to their feet. Meanwhile, the state legislature took notice. The Jaden Carter School Safety Act was proposed, mandating that all public schools implement stricter, faster protocols for handling discrimination complaints. It passed with overwhelming support, and on his birthday, Jaden received a letter from the White House. The president himself had seen the viral post. It read, "Jaden, thank you for being a voice for so many others. You are the kind of leader this country needs." He hung it above his desk, right next to his newest drawing, a black boy, standing tall on a school rooftop, cape flying in the wind. Behind him, other kids were climbing up too.